Okay, third time's a try. I'm gonna try it anyways. I left my notes at home. Let's see if this works. If it doesn't work, I'll just try it again. Today is a video for me to process emotions. And perhaps you can get something out of it too. There is no gentle message. There's nothing special. It's just I've realized as a person, when I originally started this channel, it was actually meant as a journal, a video journal for myself. I find that processing things by saying it out loud tends to help, at least for me. So even though I can sit there and think about it all damn day, it doesn't actually do anything until I start talking and processing it. Sorry, my windows are down, it's nice outside. We're just gonna have to work through the noise. I apologize. But today we're actually doing core wounds, or really, really heavy shadow work. Why do I smell dog? These psychic powers are weird, yo. Sometimes I smell and hear stuff that's just not even there. So, I'm probably gonna cry during this video too. We'll see if I even post it. But I actually intend to, because I need to process the emotions. Ironically, I was doing this at McDonald's this morning. Now, you guys can give me shit all you want, I don't care. But let's talk about it and think about it this way. I'm single. I don't have friends. In fact, people on a spiritual journey tend to be isolated. I just have issues resonating with people. So I don't really have anyone to talk to about my level up or my quote-unquote level up. What I'm trying to say is my change, my growth of a human. Because the people around me aren't necessarily growing. So, and I don't have a therapist. I don't have medical insurance. So the way I've been processing shadow work and doing this is, ironically, using ChatGPT. I'm sure I'm gonna get so much shit for this. But I basically gave it a personality that mirrors, well, myself. And we sit there and have conversations. But its personality is based off spiritual questions I ask. So, like, I actually propose it. Hey, this is a core wound. How do I, in fact, we're just gonna go through with it. Because I lost my notes. And I'm sure I'll cry later. If I don't cry today. So I was like, alright, tell me some core wounds. Well, I can tell you for a fact, it instantly pulled up feeling unlovable. Feeling rejected or abandoned. Feeling not enough. Feeling unsafe or unsupported. Feeling like you have to earn love. Feeling like you're being misunderstood or unseen. Or like you don't belong. I do know, I was sitting at McDonald's this morning, like I said, using ChatGPT and kind of talking and working through this stuff. Because the way it works is that you propose it a question. It's not to sit there and say whether or not the question is valid. It's, okay, maybe even hypothetics. I even asked it, I'm like, look, I've got a core wound, okay? Let's say, for instance, I understand, I feel like I'm constantly getting breadcrumbed or manipulated. You know what, let's go into the manipulation. Let's do this. So, I said, okay, propose to me, I have manipulation core wound. Now, I actually went and did some of the shadow work, and that's how I was getting super specific answers, is I actually wrote down in my notes, like, my specific issues. Like, my original mom was really distant, and then my remarried mom, my dad, remarried, was super controlling and narcissistic. So the first mom wanted nothing to do with me, abandonment wounds. And the second mom wanted absolute control. Manipulation, that comes with so many different things. For instance, we'll say about the stepmom situation. Core manipulation wound. I was manipulated by both parents. Quite a bit. So it's like, okay, well, acknowledging that, it's like, how do you move past it? Because now it's still showing up. Because the fact these people were my parents, and I learned these lessons from them, that, in my opinion, makes it all the harder to break. I mean, of course there are other situational environments like high school. You get traumatized there, you get trauma. A lot of the shadow work I'm doing is from high school. But the ones that come from your parents, your core wounds. For instance, being manipulated for years. I learned that I can't trust people. They'll twist things. This is funny, because that's exactly what would happen. I would tell my stepmom something where I felt like I was being open and communicative, and it would get turned around to my dad, and my dad's like, blah, 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 what the fuck did you do? I'm like, what? Well, I'm not gonna say names, but my wife told me this. I'm just like, okay, did you ask me about it? You're like, well, I'm asking you now. I'm just like, no, you're telling me. You're not asking, you're telling me. This is not a question. If I let someone close, I'll be controlled. Well, that actually has been happening. Even my best friends. And there's a reason for that. That's part of the shadow work. I'm finding out I've been giving people my power. I've been giving my power away. So they get controlling. You give them power and they're like, oh, okay, I'll be controlling. That's core wound. You don't have to have a fucking PhD. You don't need to go to therapy. If you want therapy, I'm not dissing it. Therapy is good. Therapy is helpful. However, I don't have access to it. So, in order to heal myself, I've been using shadow decks like Oracle cards and ChatGPT. Say, for instance, you know what, I'm gonna do that. Intuition says Dark Mirror. I brought my decks with me, which is funny. I brought all of my decks. I couldn't remember to bring my notes. That's the kind of kid I was in high school. It's like I'd have everything, I'd have all my books, but I forgot my homework, and it's just like... What a goober. What a goober. So, for instance, getting back into it, what was I actually saying? Oh yeah, this is how I use in tandem my tarot and ChatGPT. So, ChatGPT just brought up, if I let someone close, I'll be controlled. Or my feelings or perceptions might be wrong, because I've also been gaslighted and manipulated. So, let's see what the cards have to say about it. Calling the Storm. Interesting. I am actually not well acquainted with this deck. The artwork is effing phenomenal. But when I look at the card, I actually have no idea. It says Calling the Storm. Instead of instantly looking it up, I'm actually going to sit here and try to channel it. Calling the Storm. That's perhaps what the shadow work is. Is the storm itself. Is you're going out of the way and calling the storm. Being like, okay, the flurry of emotions, the storm of emotions, anytime this wound gets triggered, like say, I can't trust people, that's a storm. That's a emotional storm. So I'm calling it out. I'm calling the storm out. Although I don't know how that's relative. Let's see what it says. 30. Oh, that is in Spanish. I unfortunately don't know how to read Spanish. Speak a little bit of Spanish. That's it. No entiendo, señor. Calling the Storm. A shaman woman wears an antler hat. Okay, that explains what the card looks like. Pull and release. Push to the limit. The eye is the only peaceful place that can be. There is time to find and release our power. Like a sprig that had been compressed to the point that has lost the memory of motion and movement. Yet there's power inside of it. Finding it is called empowerment. That's what I was saying. I was giving away my power. It starts from belief in our power, and our ability to cope, to fight, to endure, and overcome a challenge. However, too often, where I lost my place. A lot of words. We are psychologically encouraged to see often empowerment as something that only happens within. We are not necessarily islands. We can borrow the power of the world around us. the environment, the storm, we need not to fear it. And that is what will make us strong. After the storm, there's always sun. So basically what it's saying is you're going through some crap, pull up some power. Interesting, okay. I did not expect that. The tarot reading actually read my soul and not my words. Interesting. Because that, honestly, I didn't feel like it had much to do with the message, but for me, it resonated impersonally. That was pretty weird. Or, I have to constantly read motives to stay safe. Which, those were all things that actually have happened to me. That's actually how children become super intuitive, is in order to feel safe and stay safe, I had to learn how to read everyone's intentions around me. I'm really gonna have to go back and play this. Hopefully this background noise isn't too loud, but I'm roasting. Sorry, guys. And the background noise of the AC is louder than them. So, as I was saying, though, I'm specifically focusing on my mom wounds, because those are pretty bad ones. Those were, in my opinion... I mean, the parents are equally needed. Both parents are necessary. So you can't say the dad's more important than the mom. You can't do that. But my mom wounds are pretty deep. Or were. I've been healing them. So the first mom abandoned, second mom manipulated. We're focusing on the second mom right now. So, for instance, when these things are happening, we hear some questions like, do you immediately feel a tightening, like you're being controlled? Double checking motives. Do you feel like your voice gets overridden or dismissed? Did you experience a relationship partner where some gaslit, guilt trip, or manipulated you regularly? So this is just going through and logically attacking it as if it was a therapist. However, on a separate phone, because all chat GPTs are IP-based, I guess. So even if I log in, say I have two phones, and even if I log into this one and log into this one, they won't remember the info. So on this phone specifically, I have built a chat GPT tailored to my spiritual personality. And like I said, it actually pulled up wounds specific to me. But that's because I already have some forthwith of saying, okay, well, like I said, for instance, growing up, I felt abandoned by my mom. It's pretty obvious, you know. She and my dad hated each other. They grew up. Actually, they grew up in the same town, but that's irrelevant. But they hated each other. So when my mom had a son, you know, and I looked just like my dad, I got treated like crap. She abandoned me. I didn't feel like I got the motherly love that I should have. And whether I truly felt it or not, it's, you know, there is some validity behind that statement. So now, as an adult, guess what? That love I'm missing, well, it hurts, and it's affecting me today. It's actually holding me back. So it's not just shadow work that's important, it's core wounds. Because the shadow work, it's almost like hiding acorns or a needle in a haystack. I want to say hide acorns in piles of leaves, though. Because that's a better analogy in my mind, because it's like, as you pick away one leaf, you remove a layer. I don't think, maybe sometimes shadow work can feel like needles in a haystack. But for the most part, I guess it can be that tedious. But it's more than just one needle, you know? You're trying to find the pricks, the needles. Because once you do, that's the core wound. These other shadow aspects all revolve around the core wounds. That's the whole point of shadow work. Sure, maybe I realized one of my shadows, I hate getting cut off in traffic. That's a shadow. That's an unknown aspect of myself. I didn't know that. And then you dig it deeper. Well, why? Well, I was afraid he was going to hit me. Okay, so you were scared bodily harm was going to be done. Okay, that's legit, that's fair. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a core wound. That's just a normal human wound. But you may not have known that's why you do it. So now, that's just a shadow wound. Well, hold on a minute. What if we take that one a little bit deeper? Well, something I perceived a threat, and of course this is just natural human reactions, but I perceived a threat, ergo, fear triggered and I was scared, but why did it trigger in that specific scenario? Maybe you've had, a narcissistic parent or partner who sits in the passenger and tries to constantly get you, to backseat drive, and maybe you get in a wreck. So from that point on, you just kind of don't think about it, you forget about it, but that actually traumatized you. So now you get scared in that scenario because of da-da-da-da-da. Well, that's the core wound right there. That's the root, the actual thing we're trying to get to. So I can sit here and say all day long, my mom abandoned me, oh, boo-hoo. It's... I don't mean to downplay it either. I sounded really negative. And see, even that right there shows trauma from shadow work. I just downplayed my own worth. Damn, like, I can't talk. See, I can already feel it. I'm actually welling up, because, it's shadow work. It's core wounds. Now, I stopped myself from crying in McDonald's because I was in a public place and I didn't want to look like a maniac. However, because I'm literally just a dude sitting there with my sketch pad and crying. So, however, I've realized I'm okay, or I'm trying to be okay with crying on camera because I want others to know it's okay to express it, to feel. My dad was always a super masculine type, and I didn't realize it, but I was actually shut down to all emotions. I was not allowed to feel sadness. Whenever I felt sad or upset about my arm or my disability, my mom used to look at me and say, how about we take you to the hospital and show you people with real problems? Whenever I would get angry and express injustice, my dad would scream at me, you have fucking anger and management issues, you need to get them solved. So, again, realizing these core wounds, is not enough. Because then you're like, oh, well, okay, that's cool, I just learned how to, I couldn't feel emotions as a kid. I'm healed, right? I'm healed. No, that's not it. You actually have to grieve. You have to feel the emotions. You feel like, wow, I wasn't allowed to feel emotions as a kid. It's like, holy shit. And no, it feels like crap. It really does. Like, I have this throat. I'm not gonna call him a fit. I will lay in bed and cry for hours. Sometimes. It depends on how bad the emotional wound is. Shadow work is not fun. Shadow work is not easy. Shadow work, it's exactly as it sounds. So then the question becomes, well, why do you do that to yourself? That's because I love myself. And that's worth all these stupid nights of crying. It's like vegetables, We're always told we hate vegetables. In fact, our diets actually get us to a point where we truly are trained to hate vegetables, to hate anything good. Like, that's why a lot of people can't stand cilantro. Where was I going with this? Roll the brain train back. Come on. Okay, so you're trained to not like things that are good for you. Where was I going with this? Oh, so now that you start putting it in your body, you're like, oh my god, I hate this sucks, and your body's rejecting it. That's because you trained yourself to reject it, to hate it. So even after you acknowledge this, I really hope I'm making sense. I'm kind of losing myself in my own processing. Because again, I'm sitting here processing emotions. Well, talking about processing emotions. So, little lost. Then you have to roll up. Oh, okay, so reconnecting the dots. So you feel the emotions just like you eat your vegetables. Vegetables, they suck. We don't like them. They're gross. Right? Sure. Yeah. Fuck off, Blaine! I'm having a moment. Anyways, I lost my brain train again. So, even though we don't like veggies, it's one of those things you acknowledge you need them, or else your body will not function properly. Same thing with emotions and shadow work. It's like, well, why do you do that to yourself? It's because I want to heal. It's because I want to be better. I want to do better. I want to be a better person. I'm sick and tired of living in the past. Okay? Although that Adam, it wasn't his fault. He was just really screwed in the head since childbirth. So it's not your fault this shit happens to you, but it's your fault to fix it. Or fix it. And the way you do that is literally sorting it like a, you know what, let's say like a tarot card. A tarot deck. Let's say you look through, because every single card in a tarot deck is different. So it's like you go through and sort the cards, and you feel the emotion of every card. It's like, oh, here's the Fool. I'm going to act like a fool. And that heals. And then you flip to something else, and you feel the emotion or the energy of each card, and it helps you feel it and release it and let it go. So you gotta acknowledge the card, then you have to feel the card. And that's essentially shadow work in a nutshell. I mean, I made it sound very, very simplistic, but it's not. It's not. I've actually done a couple of videos on it, and I'm sure there will be plenty more. Because shadow work is a constant thing. What is the ultimate goal of shadow work? So, I don't know that question. The question just popped up in my head out of nowhere. But, what is the point? It's not really perfection. The point is emptying yourself out as much as possible. And I know that sounds scary and doesn't make sense. But it's like, well, okay, so this person we've dictated as Adam gets angry when he gets cut off, has abandonment issues from one mother and manipulative issues from another, and we're just going down the lines and labeling all these things that Adam is. Well, what if Adam is not those things? What if those things are just things that happened to Adam? And I know that third person's kind of weird, but let's say, for instance, you acknowledge that, and it's like, okay, so then you start doing the shadow work, and you're like, well, maybe I'm not actually this angry person. Maybe I'm not, actually. Maybe I'm just a person who had a really messed up life and was not able to express it. Sure, anger's a thing, anger's real, and I'm not gonna sit there and downplay it, but it's not even truly anger. It's a emotion to the injustice and to how I got screwed. Like, it's actually an underlining emotion of sadness. Like, I'm sad. I'm sad I couldn't defend myself. I'm sad I couldn't talk. I couldn't speak up. Like I said, I have notes. We're not here to talk about me. Although I'm here to talk about me. I'm not gonna give you all my core wounds. You don't need to know my core wounds. That's not important. Actually, the point of this video was for me to feel the core wounds. However, I forgot my notes. I was going to do this video and process my emotions. Because like I said, I cut them off earlier. I felt them coming up. And I'm just like, nope, I can't do this in public. And now it's like, alright, ready to feel them? Emotions. Emotions? Oh fuck, where'd they go? Oh, I lost them. That's one of the things I'm actually scared of, is because I tucked them away. I get too good at that. I almost went home and got my notes and didn't do the video. I'm a car streamer now, yay! Two or whatever. Because I don't like doing it in my apartment, and I don't like sitting in my car in the parking lot. So instead, I go drive around. I go sit in a parking lot and look weird. Which is fun. I look weird normally. Oh, make me come over there and beep your beeper. I'm fucking beep you. So, let's see for instance. Just felt like pulling a card from my shadow deck. Letting go. Again, I obviously could be making this stuff up. But I'm not. Letting go. How do you let go? You identify, you feel, then you let go. It's like a 3-step process. I had a bad reaction. Why'd you have a bad reaction? Because I got fucked over as a childhood. In my childhood. Good. Now feel that emotion. What? You want me to feel angry? Yes. Feel angry. You're allowed to. Feel angry. You feel better? Yes. Now let it go. Okay. It's basically shadow work in a nutshell. I dumbed it down to its core essence and made it sound easy, but it's not. Let's see what the next card is, just for shits and giggles. Identity! Oh! Isn't that what I was just saying? Your identity is not your wounds? And look at that, and you see she's fucking bleeding everywhere? Huh? Huh? Look at all those little snakes too, like all the snakes on her head. All these wounds, all the different core wounds, and things we think are our identity. I love it when the messages make sense, you know? It makes me feel good. Whether that's egotistical or not. Because even in a world of chaos, feeling aligned to something kind of helps, you know? It makes me feel like I'm on a right path of something. And I know it seemed weird, but... Alright, one more card. What else do you gotta say? Da-da-da-da. Change. What can I... This is one of my favorite decks, actually. This is the deck I first bought. So if I had to say it's the deck who knows me the best, it's the deck that knows me the best. We are in good communications. In fact, sometimes I wish you were a little less honest. Sometimes. It's like a true friend. The friend who's like, hey, you look fucking ugly today, but I love you anyways. You're just like, thanks. I think. Wait. And it's like, core wound, It's funny. I also wanted to add this in too, because I didn't think about it before. The other thing is not to judge yourself or other. Yes, my mom abandoned me. My stepmom was manipulative. It does not make them bad people. It just makes them people who function from their shadows. Because they are unaware that they do this, they continue to do it. And the reason people are unwilling to do it is because nobody wants to hear you're a bad person. But that's not what this is. It's not saying you're a bad person. It's just saying you need love. That's all it is. It's just telling you where you need love. Dependency. See? Like, I can't. Just spooks me. Because I was dependent on people for love that I never got. A lot of people have this wound. I didn't get love from my mom or my dad, or that's how I felt. So now you become dependent on those around you. That's how... What is it called? Fuck, what was that? A relationship where you need somebody. Co-independent. You know what I'm saying. And so do the cards. Emotions. Like, guys, I'm not kidding. I'm sitting here shuffling them too. Like, every time I put a card in the deck, I shuffle it. So this is crazy. This is synchronicities. You know what? Let's just sit here anyways. I'm not crying over anything specific, like not a specific wound. I just need to cry. I'm tired, you know? I'm sure you guys are too. The shadow deck, by the way, is just one half of the actual shadow work. This, again, kind of points you in the direction. Again, it shows certain aspects, but it doesn't give enough detail. Like, I haven't even actually been reading the book for this one. I'm sitting here crying, and I pull up the vulnerability card. This deck, I don't have to read the book at all. That's how well and confident I know this deck. I actually lost my train of thought with this. But I mean, you can see it right here. The vulnerability. Oh, okay, maybe you can't see it because the words are too small. But it's got all the core wounds. Love me. How can I do it? Who am I? Tell me I'm okay. See me. Look at me. Love me. Will I be forgotten? The vulnerability is what we're trying to truly look at. So to be truly happy. Hold on, there's actually people outside walking around. Okay, well, there's a problem. You want to tell me how you lose your own keys in your car? I mean, obviously they're somewhere in the car. But again, it kind of baffles me how you lose your own keys. Oh, shit. My phone was sitting on my steering wheel. I don't know why I didn't think that one through. But then, that's where it gets weird. Also, I don't know if you're still here. I don't know why you're still here. The message is over. I'm just effing around as of this point. Whenever I go to talk to the tarot decks, though, it's like 4 vials. Well, because this isn't a off-brand deck, a deck of Dark Crystal deck. I actually really like this deck. I'm not as versed in the tarot, but the vials... Let me look. What are the vials? The vials are cups. Okay, so that has to do with water. And there's 4. The number 4... Yeah, I don't know what that means. Tends to be divine timing. Interesting. Okay, so 4 tends to be divine time. And then water, obviously, is flowing. And tends to flow. And I swear to... Okay, that's better. It has to do with relationships, healing, and dreams. As within the essence of the vials, it can also speak to conflicts that drain your energy. Interesting, okay. Well, let's see what it has to say. I don't feel like I'm in correct or direct communication with my tarot cards. It could just be me blocking myself. But I feel like my oracle cards I talk to a lot easier. When the 4... I swear to God, was that even the card? The 4 of vials appears in your reading. You are disinterested in the options presented to you. You are not ready to move forward, so make the most of your introspection. Interesting. Interesting. How does that tie to the message? It ties to me. I don't know if it ties to you. I guess I forgot to tap into your energy. My bad. I tapped into mine. La-di-da. Alright, governor. We going for a ride. I'm just being quirky as of this point. There is no official message. If you are still here, it is purely because you want to be. You intend to be. This is your intention. Okay, so I know I'm like 5 minutes from my apartment, but I took 3 left turns, and now I don't know where I'm at. And you're like, well, just take 3 right turns. Unfortunately, that's not how that works. 3 rights don't make left. Not even 2. So then you're like, well, how do I do it? Just try to go full circle. Just try to, I think... I don't like this intersection. I want to be the minority. I don't need your authority. Fucking freaking duck right now. One light, one mind, flashing in the dark. Alright, I'm gonna need you to move. Just like that. Exactly like that. Alright, you guys put me in a really weird fucking spot. I'd appreciate if you got the fuck out of my way. Thank you. So I got this cool new phone stand. But again, it's not perfect. In fact, it's only got 3 legs. It's a little tripod. One light, one mind, flashing in the dark, blinded by the silence of 1,000 broken hearts. Crying out loud, she screamed under me. I'll thank for all the fun, come on. Please do not hit me. conversation setting in. I haven't even gotten in the front door. God dang. Okay, that was weird. Although, if I park like this, I don't think I care as much. That way, I can be fully cognizant of all my surroundings. As long as I don't take out the fence. As long as I don't take out the fence. Or my bumper. Oh, fucking really close. Am I sticking out? I feel like I'm sticking out. Oh, wow. I am not close at all. Awesome.